Hi, welcome to BONITA'S Kitchen and thank you for joining us. Today I'm excited to bring to you this recipe for 1 loaf of rainbow bread. Now this rainbow bread is special to us because this is something that I would make for our boys when they were little. And of course, I'm not telling you their age or mine, but that was quite a while ago. Now it's a few different ways you can make this, and there's a few different options you can put the coloring into the dough. I'll show you this as we go along, and if it interests you, stick around and let's get started. Now this is the ingredients here that we're going to be using, and I'll tell you the amounts as we go. I'm got here in this container about 1 1/4 cups of warm water, and I'm going to say warm water to touch. So we got 1 teaspoonful of granulated white sugar and a teaspoonful of yeast, and I'm going to just stir this in there into the 1 cup, and we're just going to let this proof and we'll get going on the other stuff. So right here I got 3 1/2 cups of all-purpose white flour, and I'm going to pour in about 3 cups and leave 1/2 cup for just working the flour together, and I guess the dough. And I got 1/2 teaspoonful of sea salt. Toss it in, mix it in equally so it's going through all of those grains, and we'll reach now for our yeast. So now right here, before I toss in 2 tablespoonfuls of butter, melted butter, room temperature butter, whichever now you want to do. I nooked mine, of course I always mix it too long. I got 3 containers here with food dye in it. Now I'm just using your traditional food dye. I got a blue, yellow and red. Maybe combining the yellow and the red could make it green. So if I decide to do that now, we'll make 4 different colors. You could use whatever, I'm going to say, food dye you like to use. I did try the strawberries, I tried the blueberries, I tried using even spinach, and it goes in nice, but it don't stay. So that's something you can think about doing. You could make your own if you don't want to use, you know, your store-bought food dye. So that was the butter, now the yeast, and the water, of course. We'll work this through. So pretty much you can toss in the 1 1/4 cups of water, or gradually bring it in there. If you're using a mixer, this will go in, of course, quicker. If you're using your wooden spoon, just keep bringing in the flour as you go along. The food dye we're going to do after we make our dough. So now I'm going to pour in that and mix it together. So after, when you can't stir with your stick anymore, your spoon, or just get your clean hand in there and start working that dough together. So pretty much pushing down, bringing it inward to form a dough ball. And this is where your extra flour comes in, to sprinkle it, and of course for when we're getting ready to put the food dye in and work in to the dough. So that's all you need to do there. So pretty much you just keep doing that until you don't feel the dough sticky, and I'm going to say 5 to 10 minutes mixing and forming it into a dough ball. Unless you're using a stand-up mixer, that might only take a few minutes and it's all done. And then we're going to let it come to, and we're going to let it rise once for about, I would say 15 to 20 minutes. We don't need to go to full half hour. So after you've formed into a ball, I'm going to put the sign of the cross on it, bless my bread, and that's all you need to do there. So I'm going to let 1 rise on this bread here now with a tea towel over the top of your bowl, and just keep it on the countertop, or you could you could put it in your oven with the light on, that works too. If it's a little chillier in your kitchen, depending on the time of the year. I'm going to leave this here for about 15-20 minutes, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. So now I've had mine on for 15 minutes, just rising, and I'm going to take it out here now and put it onto a piece of parchment paper. Now the only reason why I'm putting it onto that is because of the food dye, and I don't want to add all of that into my countertop right now, but I'm going to cut the dough in 4 chunks like this. Now this is where the fun part comes in, and the most messy part, and of course your kids or grandkids will love it. I don't have any gloves. My hands are going to look like a rainbow, rainbow valley.
Yeah, rainbow.
I'm going to use 2 sandwich bags and see how that goes. I guess I wasn't really thinking out this plan, Raymond, right? But that's okay. Well, we'll work with it. I'm going to move these off to the side, and just this one here for now. And what I'll do first is go with the yellow.
Don't forget your plastic
with
bag.
Your plastic bag. I got about 4 drops of the yellow food coloring, and I'm just going to work this into the dough. Just do a sprinkle of flour just to help with the stickiness. Now remember, when you're doing this, you can put as much as you want. You can put 6 or 7. I just want just a nice, I'm going to say, line of the color going through the bread. It don't have to be fully rainbow. It could just be parts of it. Or you can have it all rainbow.
Optional, right?
Yeah, exactly. So just make it into a ball again. So now I'm thinking I'm going to start selling these beautiful gloves on Amazon. What do you think,
Yeah,
Raymond?
I think that's good.
I mean, you know that you can't get anything without having sandwich bags on your hands.
Yeah.
So this is all you need to do there. So that's my yellow. So now I'm going to work my way over to the next dough. Flatten it out first. I'll put a sprinkle after of flour on it. And this one is, it's supposed to be the orange one here now. And I got so many drops of the yellow into red. And it'll tell you on your container anyway, but do the same. Bring it in through the dough until you see it's all in there. Put another little sprinkle of that flour. So that was the flour that I had left over from when we were making the dough. And like you said, you just keep a little bit there for working the dough together. Like you said, I would normally do this with a pair of gloves on or by hand.
But I got that, but you got fancy gloves too.
I got fancy.
And you know what's good about it?
What is
After
it?
you finish doing this, you
Yeah.
can just rinse it out and use it again for a sandwich.
Oh, you're full of it, Raymond. You're right full of it now. But you know he knows what he's talking about. Well, I'll keep it for you, for your sandwich. So I'm going to put the blue on this one and the red on this one. So now this is our colors here today. You could make up a purple, you could make up whatever colors you'd like. Work it in, and then we're going to make those rainbow dough balls. So that's pretty much all you need to do there. It's just working it in. Now if you were making a full batch of bread and you wanted to do, 4 separate bowls, and you wanted to make like 3 loaves of bread or something, you could work this in within the bowl and have it where it's all got an equal amount of that. I'll give up my gloves for a little bit. So pretty much that's all we need to do there with those. I'm going to let them sit for a few minutes just to start to rise again, maybe 5 minutes, and then we're going to start pressing them down and layering them, and I'll show you how to do that.
You know what it looks like?
What's
Huge, large Easter coloured eggs. Great for the kids, isn't it?
Well, it'll be good at Easter time. It'll be good in seasonal, of course, their birthdays. If you want to just have the kids over for a play day, and get those gloves on them though, because they'll be just all different colors. They'll love it. And this bread is nice. It's just a tasty bread. Of course, the food coloring got no taste, but the bread itself, they're gonna love it.
The homemade bread?
They're gonna love it, yep. Okay, I'm gonna put back on my magical gloves. And what we're going to do now, we're going to layer these. So pretty much all it is flattening down the dough and getting it ready to layer. So I'm gonna put the darkest one down first. And again, you use the colors that you want. And again, most definitely, if you want to make your own food dye, do that. Like you said, I tried it many occasions using, the berries and that, because I've used food dye before, homemade food dye for different recipes, but it just don't seem to work with this one, unless you got a higher concentration, I'm gonna say. So I got the blue on the bottom, orange. I'm gonna put the red next, just layering it on top of each other, and then the yellow. Okay, so after you've done that, now you're going to roll up your dough. Now if you want the blue on top, you can go with the blue on top, or if you want the red, it doesn't matter, but whichever you want as your top color. Right now I got the blue, and I got a regular bread pan, 9x6, or you could use 8x5, it doesn't matter. Put the dough into, pre-grease it. Now we're going to let this rise for about 30 minutes. Okay, so 30 minutes is up on the rising of our dough here, and it's going to come up even higher when it's in the oven. I'm going to put my oven on at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to bake it for 30 minutes. And when it's baked, I'm going to show you what it looks like, and we'll put a nice glaze of butter over it and cut into it and have a little taste. Our rainbow bread is baked. The kettle is on to get a nice cup of tea. And I'll show you this side. This is what it looks like. Now we need to do a little bit more with it, and then we're going to cut into it. I can't wait. Now all I need to do is to dump this bread out onto my cooling rack, and just look at the colors. Of course, it's not going to be fully colored all the ways through, but just those rainbow colors,
Well, it's supposed to be like a rainbow.
Yeah, that's all we need.
Like, I just saw it over here.
Yeah, so pretty much all I want to do here now is take some butter and put over the top, because I always like to butter up the bread first. A little bit of butter, yeah. And if you haven't got butter, use margarine. Of course, I'm always about substituting. And that's our kettle boiling there now, Raymond.
I'll get the tea bags.
And now I'm going to put this over the top, and of course our cloth, just to let it rest for just a couple of minutes, soften up the top, and then we're going to cut into it. Now I'm going to remove my cloth. And now usually we'll say wait until the bread cools, but here in this family nobody's got that sort of patience to wait until the bread is cooled. So here it is. I mean, you can see how lovely it is. I'm going to use my serrated knife, and I'm going to cut down to give you the first reveal of the colors. And again, use the food coloring that you want to use. And there it is.
Now, look at that. Can you picture me making a rainbow sandwich?
Raymond, you know I can picture you anything with bread. So the blue is going to be on top. As we go back through, you're going to see the blue more. There's not a lot of thickness of that food coloring, just enough in through there to give that pretty little color. And for your kids, your grandkids, or yourself, like Raymond, to enjoy. Now I'm going to put some butter on this one and enjoy it. Now I'm going to put this small bit of butter over this sandwich. And this one here is nice and hot. I'm going to let that melt there a little, Raymond, and we'll put that over it. But that's it. You can see the blue on this one. So lovely. I'm sure your kids or your grandkids is going to love it. I'm going to have a little taste now. I got the butter all over yours there now, Raymond. And of course the kettle is boiled. Now I'm going to have a little taste, of course. This bread tastes no different than a regular loaf of bread. It's just food dye in through it. Again, if you don't like the artificial food dye, you could make your own. It may not be as bright as that, but maybe it is. If it is, share us what you did different, and you can even send us a picture to our email. I'm going to shout that out now at bonita'skitchen@gmail.com to show me what your bread looks like and what you did different. Now I'm going to have a little taste. Drop the bread delicious. Oh my gosh. Homemade bread. 2 thumbs up. Yum.
Wash it down with a little drop of tea.
Oh, it's so good, Raymond. I did more. We can bake gluttons when it comes to homemade bread. Whether it's rainbow bread, sweet molasses, any kind. And we got all different types up there on Bonita's Kitchen. We'll share those links with you to our website, www.bonitaskitchen.com. All you got to do is type in bread and all of them will come up. Also, you may have noticed over this last little bit, we've been sharing short videos with you. And the reasons for that is not to get in with the short videos, because I know our viewers love looking at the full ones. We got so many, we got over 500 plus videos up there. And I'd say a good 200 of them is old videos that is rustic, is got such detail of traditional recipes. So we're bringing it out to you with a short and attaching the full video at the bottom in the comment area. I want to shout that out there. We probably won't do it every week, but every so often we will. Again, we want to do a big old shout out to our paid members. Thank you for supporting Bonita's Kitchen, and we love everything about that and sharing the videos with you early so you get to see them. Also, a big shout out to our subscribers. My gosh, over this past 10 plus years, without you, I don't know if Bonita's Kitchen would be here. And to our new subscribers, thank you today for subscribing. So again, we're not going to take any more of your time. We surely know it's precious. But if you got a few extra minutes to pop in on our Facebook page, check out all of the things going on there and up and coming recipes, old ones and such. And if you want to share any of our recipes, feel free to share them with your family and friends. So again, on behalf of myself,
and me, of course,
Raymond, and our team, and from our kitchen to yours, thank you for joining us, and you have a wonderful day.
Toodaloo.
Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always an open door. Bonita's Kitchen to yours.
And don't forget to join us again here on Bonita's Kitchen.